Hi guys, welcome back to the Grim Seekers. It's been a long week, and in this one I'm going to be doing a bit more reacting. My name is Nat and I have been a goth for 25 years. So I know a thing about the macabre, the weird, and death.
You can smell that. So you could, I could walk into a place and I know there's a corpse in there.
Yeah, on the back of that, you can so smell death. This is gonna be gruesome. Well, the whole video is gonna be gruesome. The title of the video should be like a giveaway, like red flag. But when my mother died, it was up to my brother and I to sort the house out. Where she died wasn't in the bed, it was in another part of the house. And yeah, I could smell death. It's very hard to explain the odor of death to someone that's never encountered it. It's got a very unique musk odor. It's one of those smells that once you've smelt it, it stays with you. It's one of those.
Hi, my name is Angela Gilmore Manning.
Hey, I'm Gene Dalius from Royal Gilmore's Funeral Home, and hope today I've answered a few questions that you had. With unclaimed bodies, normally the city...
Hang on a minute. Let's just...
with unclaimed...
kind of... Right, what do funeral homes do with unclaimed bodies? Very interesting question. You know, not everybody will get claimed. Sad facts of life, isn't it? You know, I was having a conversation with another goth, and we were just discussing, you know, what it must be like not to be missed, not to be loved.
Bodies, normally the city will take possession, repossess the body. In other words, if they're homeless, they'll go to the extent where they will try to get in touch with a family member or so. If not, you go to Potter's Field. Potter's Field is a general cemetery for homeless folks. That's what they call city burial. Well, to prepare a body is to preserve the body.
Yeah, so depending on what funeral director you go to, depends on what the process is going to be like. I think, you know, so a traditional, you know, the ones that you know, like my mother was excuse me, embalmed, you know, and so that process is hugely different to a green burial.
Through the process of embalming. The embalming process is just like you performing surgery. And based on the way you approach it, you have to know what the person died from, so you know how to preserve the body.
So what we're doing is we're using the carotid artery to inject fluid to preserve the tissue,
to
the body tissue.
wash it.
And as we're doing that, simultaneously
out.
we're draining through the carotid vein.
Yep.
The only
And that I feel as though that's just scratching, another goth dark humour joke there. But, you know, there's a lot that they're really just touching upon it, you know, because I can't imagine them being allowed to be too graphic.
The only time you smell something would be once the body's been there for a few days, and once you die, you undergo certain chemical changes on the inside. Well,
can I just add, I don't know whether he's going to touch upon this or not, so I'm going to add this. I don't know how graphic I can be, seriously, but I mean, this channel's not monetized anyway, so I guess I can pretty much say what I... Well, no, I can't, because YouTube might age restrict this.
which will reflect on your physical appearance. That's when you start deteriorating, and then there you'll have an odor. The way we deal with smell is when you're in the prep room, you have to be equipped, put on your...
Look, I don't know whether it's just me, but just looking at that footage from the mortuary, as much as I love visiting cemeteries, graves on this channel, I would love the opportunity just being in that space. And I guess I would, I'm a goth, but I don't know about Jacob though. I think, okay, he can escape from a cemetery, you know what I mean? But once you're in that mortuary space, I think that would be too much for him. But I would love it. I would absolutely love it. I would actually love to spend a night in a mortuary. And I don't know if you think I'm joking, but I'm not. I just love it. That's all I wanted to say.
They have filters where you don't get the odor that's emanating from the body. And to add to that, once the body is embalmed,
I just love the environment. You know what I mean? Right, what's the next question? What do...
As you know, an autopsy is a process where they sample every organ in the body. And then when the body arrives at the funeral home, we have to put the person back together and the organs are placed back into the body.
See, it's slightly different in this country, especially if it's a suspicious death, okay, or a sudden death. My mother, the police came to the family home and treated it as a sudden death, okay, and she was taken to hospital, and then the toxicology people got involved, you know, so I don't know whether it's different in America. I have no idea.
We're not actually doing the cremation here on the premises. We have to go to a crematory in order to cremate the body. Not all funeral services have open caskets. It's really designed to have a viewing for their family. They do that because it's traditional for some families, not all families.
Do you like open casket funerals, or... I don't know why, but I don't like caskets. I don't know why. I don't know why I've got such a problem with them. I mean, a coffin, yes. I love the way it is body shaped. It's definitely an American thing. And I've been to quite a few funerals. I have never been to one with a casket. And I've never actually been to one where it's an open service. Never happened to me. So, I don't know. But I just don't like caskets. I think... And the shape of the casket as well. It looks like a pill. You know, a paracetamol. It's...
Some families choose to have closed caskets.
Techniques, and then they have equipment such as a lift. You could use a lift
yes,
with straps.
I
would caution
the
anyone.
lift.
Again, you don't try to lift.
No,
weight.
never.
Okay.
Ever. I mean, you can just imagine everything going wrong if you were to even attempt. I mean, how would you even... I mean, we're not likely to, are we? You know, that's why funeral directors make a killing. Yes, another goth humour, inappropriate joke. Welcome to the channel.
You use certain techniques to move bodies around, and that's why they have lifts. You could use the lifts to navigate inside the prep room and to place bodies where you want them to be.
Yeah, because I imagine when you're dead, you know, we've heard of rigor mortis, and that goes through, I think, 3 or 4 stages, and it's called different things, you know. So, but I imagine the body becoming more and more heavy, so you wouldn't want to even attempt to try and maneuver something that is going to get heavier and heavier and heavier.
Our death certificates are obtained through the doctor when
Yep,
someone
same
passes
here.
either at home or hospital or nursing home. The original death certificate is signed by a doctor, and once we receive that signature, then we're able to claim the body.
And it's only if a doctor refuses to sign the death certificate, you're talking of an investigation. Okay, because doctors can legitimately refuse to sign a death certificate if they are not happy with the cause of death, or they suspect some foul play. Okay, so it's not a given.
Well, my father told me years ago that funeral homes were designed like homes because they were homes for the dead. Years ago, when families had loved ones to pass on, they used to repose in their homes initially.
I mean, that's a very good point, actually, that she has raised, that your loved one, friend, whatever, has died, and, you know, you're going through it. You know, you really don't want the harsh reality of those old Victorian, cold, uncaring, harsh brick walls that just remind you. So I like that aspect. I like that aspect of, yes, your friend, parents, yada yada yada, have died, but we will try and make it as less traumatic as possible. When I went to see my mother the day of the funeral, so I went up there the morning of the funeral, and they took me to the back room where she was laid out in the coffin. I couldn't see her because it was all like secured, and the most beautiful lilies, you know, And I think there were some blue flowers there as well, and candles, and I really felt that she was there with me.
No, actually, they don't. Only on the exterior of the building, not on the inside. The inside is just like everyone's go to bed and go to sleep, so the lights are off. But on the exterior of the building, to see the entity, yes, the lights have to be on.
How do you get up and come back to work every day?
Love of working, and also knowing that I'm out here helping a family.
How I keep my spirits lifted, knowing that I'm here to assist families in making funeral arrangements for their loved one with dignity and honor.
And that's the way it should be. That was a very interesting and insightful way into this subject. But let's be honest, unless you are fully open to your born, you've got that messy bit in the middle, and then you die, because no one likes talking about it. You know, the only people that I know personally that don't mind talking about it and are so okay around the subject of death is goths. I mean, I don't want you to think that you know I can't wait to die and I'm clapping my hands, counting the days until I'm no longer here. But what I am saying is I embrace the conversation, and you know, from something so taboo, you know, no one likes to think of themselves no longer here. I mean, the thing is, by not talking about it, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. At some point, I'm going to die. But yeah, very interesting video. I mean, I think there were some parts that they just couldn't or weren't allowed to cover, you know, because that was quite light-hearted. You know, I felt quite disappointed in parts because I knew full well the whole team, and I thought, why aren't you talking about that? And then I'm thinking, yeah, it's death, and yeah, I fully understood why that they couldn't, because if they were to give you the whole truth, nothing but, it would be, yeah, a whole lot more gruesome. It would probably be age restricted by YouTube. Thank you for joining me on this one. Take care, and we will see you in the next cemetery tour. Okay, boom.